Hello and welcome to the Molchanovs movements. So my name is Matthieu Duvault. I am Instructor Trainer for Molchanovs Freediving Education, and I am here today to talk with you about how to increase your lung capacity and especially your vital capacity. Here we are today in Cenote and Helita. It's a cenote very famous in the Yucatan Peninsula. This is where we teach and train freediving, close to Tulum in Mexico. It's a very nice place, so fresh water, and I invite you to check a little bit more about it. If you're interested, feel free to send me a question. So today's topic will be how to increase your lung capacity or your vital capacity. It's a question that came from the social media of Molchanovs Freediving. Thank you for asking, and I will try to give you a little bit of my experience and some exercise you can practice at home right now, because most of the world is stuck inside, unfortunately. So what is the lung capacity? It's all the air you could put in your lungs, including your residual volume. The residual volume is what you will not be able to exhale when you do a forced exhale. What is your vital capacity? Vital capacity will be the sum of your inspiratory reserve volume, your tidal volume, and your expiratory reserve volume. So basically everything you can inhale and exhale will be your vital capacity. So why is it interesting to increase your lung capacity and your vital capacity? Simply because you will be able to use the size of your lung more efficiently, to have more air, to have a better equalization and a better tolerance to hypoxia, because you will have more oxygen available during your dive. The average vital capacity for people is around 3 to 5 liters. Of course it depends. It will depend of your sex, of your level of fitness, of your age, because unfortunately it goes down the older you get. Yeah. And it will also depend of your height. Generally people that are taller, they will have a bigger lung capacity. So how to increase your vital capacity, because it will be the main topic here. Your lung capacity will be able to get bigger by doing regular stretching to open a bit bigger your rib cage, but you will gain also a lot by increasing your vital capacity. How to increase your vital capacity? You will work on awareness on your lungs and your muscle, you will work on fitness, and you will also work on empty lung stretching and flexibility of your diaphragm and compression of your rib cage. All of this will make basically more air available for your freediving. Some little tips to train. Remember that it's like everything related to stretching. 5 minutes per day is much better than to do 1 hour per month. Even if at the end it will be the same time, you need to be able to train it every day or every few days to be able to have result. It will be so much better than to do just one hardcore session, but once a month. I will dedicate this tutorial to beginner freediver and intermediate freediver. So if you're looking to some advice about packing and reverse packing, it's not gonna be included here. This is something that requires a bit more training. That can be very beneficial at one point, but you need to do it at the right time. And here I will focus more on the beginner freediver. Before I start to show you some exercise about stretching, one thing you need to understand: your lung capacity and vital capacity will benefit a lot from just general fitness. So try to stay active, discover new sports, go swimming, go to do CrossFit, weightlifting, any kind of sports, or running, high intensity interval training. All these kind of sports will help you to gain more control about your breathing, to make it better, stronger, and to increase your vital capacity. If you do that, plus freediving and stretching, you will have more chance on your side to have a better way to breathe and to have better performance in freediving. We're gonna start with the shoulder, because it's one of the parts of the body that is generally tight, and will loosen up the shoulder, will help a little bit to untight the rib cage. Okay, so we start with a very simple stretch, working on the pectorals and shoulders to just start to open a little bit like this. You can keep this one for 30, 40 seconds, even 1 minute, and then you're gonna switch to the other side. You should feel the stretch hold here. Another one that will be quite helpful, this time really targeted on the shoulder purely, will be to put your hand here in a narrow position. You keep your back straight, not arched, and you work on the flexibility here. Again, to try to loosen up the shoulder a little bit and start to open your thoracic cage. You can hold this one for 1 minute. One more stretch we could do is to go from a cobra position to a downward facing dog. So if you did a little bit of yoga, you know what this means. But first I will show you. You can do it on breath hold. So you're gonna start in a cobra position, like this. You're gonna take a full inhale, hold, and then switch to a downward facing dog by exhaling slowly. We work a bit on the shoulders, the legs, hamstring, and then we get back to cobra. Inhale. To downward facing dog. All right. This one you can do it 3 or 4 times in a row. Try to take maybe a gentle inhale in the beginning and see how you feel in terms of dizziness, and then little by little you increase the size of your inhale. Next I will show you a stretch that will target specifically your thoracic cage to try to open your intercostal and your front side of your thoracic cage. So for this one I'm gonna use a wheel, but you can do it also without a wheel if you don't have one. This wheel is very nice. I use it now since more than a year and a half, and so far I have really good results. Even when I go to competition, I take it and it's not that great to carry. Okay, so here I'm gonna start like this, in this position. I will take an inhale, but then I will do a passive exhale for the first one. I will hold my breath and I will go to grab the side of the wheel and slowly roll back and feel my spine and my chest opening. And then back, okay? If in any of the stretch you start to feel lightheaded or something wrong, just breathe again, make sure you're safe and you're on your yoga mat to not hurt yourself, and feel free to take a little bit less air on the next attempt because maybe you have too much compression in your chest, okay? The risk here will be to maybe black out if you push it too much, so be careful. The next one I'm gonna do the same, but I will take more air, so maybe a full inhale. And recovery. Alright, so you can do this series of exercise. You can do it like maybe 3, 4, 5 times, trying to increase the volume of air in your lungs little by little until you feel that it's good enough, okay? It should not be painful. You should not feel that you're on the side of blacking out. It should be quite nice to do it, okay? But you will feel it, you will see. This is really good opening for the chest. If you don't have a wheel with you like this, and you want to work on your thoracic opening, your chest opening, there's a variation you can do without anything. I will show you the form first. So you go like this on your knees. You put your feet like hips width apart, and you're gonna grab your heel like that and open your chest in that way. It's not the same, but it's quite similar in terms of the motion. Get back up. Now you can do it holding your breath. You take a full breath. And recovery. Be careful, this stretch is a bit intense in terms of sensation of dizziness sometimes, because you stretch quite far your thoracic cage. If you feel that you're not feeling great during it, like abort, and do it again with another breath in that will be a bit smaller. Another one you can do, this time we will target specifically on the intercostal muscle, will be to get on the side on the wheel like this, arms straight, inhale, and then hold and work on your intercostal here. And recovery. This one as well, you can do it 3 or 4 times for each side, and you're gonna feel really your intercostal loosening up, and your breathing will become more easy actually. Now I will show you a series of classic full lung stretching, as we say. Even if we are not really stretching the lungs, we are stretching the thoracic cage and intercostal muscle. You will see that it's a very good exercise to practice in a daily or weekly routine. So the first one we're gonna see, you're gonna sit with your legs crossed like that, or if you're uncomfortable, even like this. And if you have a little bit of trouble with your back to stay straight when you're seated like this, you can use a block to just sit like this, okay? What I want is your upper body straight and relax. You're gonna take a full inhale, starting with the belly and slowly moving toward the upper side of your lungs. I keep my shoulder relaxed, hold, and then get into the position. The first one will be the Monofin Pose. You want your arms straight, your head through, and you try to not arch your back. So here you try to stay straight and to work on the mobility of your shoulders, like this. You hold for like 30, 40, 50 seconds, or until you start to feel some urge to breathe. I don't want you to have any contraction when you do the stretch. When you're done, you get back to a neutral position, recovery breathing, and relax. Again, if you start to feel lightheaded or borderline to blackouts, release some air, don't push yourself, okay? What you need to do then is to relax, take another breath, but maybe a bit smaller, and get into position and see how you feel. Another stretch, this time will be focused on intercostal muscle again. You will take a full inhale, put one hand up, the other one on the floor, and you're gonna bend, opening your intercostal muscle here. You can imagine you have a little rope attached to your intercostals, to your ribs, and pulling you up. So the goal is not to go as low as possible. The goal is to have a nice bend and to feel the stretch here, okay? Let's practice. Very important here, don't try to collapse your upper body. Really stay straight, up, and bend slowly until you feel the stretch on the side. Next one will be the other side. So simply the same. Inhale, arm up, the other side, hand on the floor, and slowly bend until you feel the stretch. And keep it like this. Back in neutral, passive exhale, recovery. Next one will be a twist of your spine. So you're gonna take a full inhale the same way, and then with your left hand you're gonna reach the right pocket of your shorts or your pants, and your right hand will go open here on your left leg. You're gonna keep your upper body straight, your chest open, and you're gonna move a little bit your shoulders to create this twist in your spine. For that one, I would like your head to not be twisting completely like this, but to follow the line of your shoulders. If your shoulders end up like this, your head is looking that way. Let's practice it. Then you do the other side. Alright, so these full long stretches, they are quite simple to do. You don't need any gear, you can do it at home very easily. You can do some routine of maybe 3 or 4 times each cycle, maybe every 2 days, every 3 days, and you will start to feel some results. Another way to increase your vital capacity will be to decrease your residual volume. An efficient way to work on reducing your residual volume will be to work on the compression of your sternum, and at the same time to work on the flexibility of your diaphragm. For that, a very good exercise will be to do empty lung stretching or Uddiyana Bandha. If you are used to do Uddiyana Bandha or empty lung stretching, feel free to follow what I'm gonna say. If it's your first time, try to be very careful on how you're gonna perform it, because it can be sensitive. You're playing with your lungs, getting compressed close to their residual volume. So always be careful and aware of your sensation and how you feel. How to do empty lung stretching? You're gonna take a full inhale and then exhale as far as you can. Be careful if you're a beginner again. And then hold your breath by using your vocal folds and get back into a seated position. Relax, shoulder relax, and suck your diaphragm inside, so you will see your ribs opening and your belly getting inside. The more you practice it, the better you will see the stretch. So it's great to see it in a mirror or to film yourself, so then you can have an idea of what happened. When you do your hold, it's very important to get back air very, very gently. So how do you do it? You first push back your belly outside and you inhale very slowly through your mouth or your nose with a very slight resistance on it, like this. Again, when you're holding in empty lung stretching, it's the end of the stretch, you push your belly out and you inhale like this. And then recovery. I'm okay. So how to work on empty lung stretching? To work on empty lung stretching, I suggest you to start with little hold, like maybe 5 seconds, 8 seconds, 10 seconds. And you will see little by little it will become better. When you start to feel urge to breathe coming, it's time for you to breathe again. You don't want to have any contraction when you do it. By practicing this, you will work again on all your intercostal muscle and the flexibility of your diaphragm that will be able to stretch higher, and by result will give you a smaller residual volume and then an increase of your vital capacity. Now a little routine about empty lung stretching that I used to do when I prepare for competition or when I actually compete. Even every morning I do the same. I will start first by one empty lung stretching, something around 15-20 seconds, like normal, and I will hold, and then I will breathe again. After that I will do a second one, but then I will start to move my diaphragm up and down, like this. I'm okay. Then after that I will do another one. This time I will keep holding, but I will start a little massage in my ribs. I will show you. Of course, all of this is very controlled and relaxed. One more thing I use to work on the flexibility of my rib cage is what we call a bottle stretch. Maybe you saw people talking about it or showing it or what. I will explain you how I do it. It's not something that you will find in any freediving manual. You need to be careful of how to use it. This is more for intermediate advanced people to just gain a bit of flexibility in here in the sternum in terms of compression. It should be done very gently, always thinking about how you feel and what happened in your body and if you're ready to get there. But if you want, you can try it. It's very easy to perform at home and it will keep elasticity in your chest. So to do the bottle stretch, you need two things. You need a bottle, but strong, something like metal or glass, roughly this diameter, not too small, but not too big as well. And you need a towel. You will fold your towel like this, put your bottle in the middle, wrap it, so you will end up with this, that. Then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put it on my yoga mat, like this, and I will just simply lay on the bottle, with the bottle in the middle here, for a total of 5 minutes. I will start a timer on my watch, and I will try to relax. In the beginning, you can hold a little bit of the pressure with your hand, if you feel that it's a bit too much. When you start to feel more comfortable, you can let go. Again, be very, very careful of what you feel. After a while, maybe after 2 or 3 minutes, I will start to move a little bit on the left side and on the right side. So I will cover this whole area. I will start here, and then a bit here and a bit here. So let me show you. You can start like this. During the whole time, you're gonna breathe. It's not something you do on breath hold. So you relax, stay like this, and then if you feel that it's fine, open a little bit your arms and put a bit more pressure on the bottle. At one point, when you're used to it and you feel that it's completely fine like this, you can really go like that. Then at one point, you're gonna move a little bit on the side here and relax. You play a little bit with the position. During the whole process, you should not feel any pain. Then on the left, it should be relaxing. And when you're done, just stand up, feel a little bit here, take a big breath, open a bit your chest, and relax. I started to work on the bottle stretch maybe 1.5 years ago. Getting a bit deeper, I started to feel some tightness in the chest, and I started this kind of stretch to try to bring more elasticity of my sternum and my chest, and so far I have very good results. This is specific to me, maybe. I don't know if you already try it. Feel free to give me some comments if you like it or not. I don't think it's something that should be for beginners, but intermediate freediver to advanced freediver would make sense. Again, the point is to do it very gently. If you don't do it with a bottle and with a towel like this, you can also do it with a little ball, like a soccer ball. Put it on your sternum and just lay on it. It's going to be a bit more gentle than the bottle. I would like to take a moment here to add something about training. No magic stretch or drills will replace a gradual approach to depth. It's essential to take it slow and follow what you learn in your courses from wave 1 to wave 4 and to be patient. With experience will come an increase of relaxation and equalization potential, essential for deep diving. There's unfortunately no stretches or magic stuff we can do to replace being in the water and spend some time at comfort depth and repetition. Deep diving is not just about mechanical compression or equalization, and no matter how confident you are in the water, you will be subject to some stress that will lead to some tension and that will make the whole process of depth adaptation more difficult. So it's important to use all the tools you can have. From stretch, yes, but of course you need to spend some time in the water and to make everything perfect before you start to attempt some deep dive. In my case, yes, I felt some benefit from this bottle stretch, but this is on top of years of training. I do a lot of dry training, base training, pool training, a lot of depth as well, and I take a very slow approach to deep diving. When I start my competition season, I'm not going straight from 30 meters to 90. So right now it's quite difficult to say what is the reason of my progression. The stretch helps, but of course the diving does, and also I'm more experienced freediver now. I have many more hours underwater, so all of this will make yourself much stronger and be able to perform better dive and safer. So yeah, just a little interruption in the stretch video to make it clear that there's no magic tricks. I don't want you to take it wrong. This can be helpful, but it doesn't replace a nice, slow, gradual approach. So I hope you liked it. To conclude, how to increase your lung capacity, vital capacity. It's going to be an effort of stretching, staying active, like practice sports, like getting a good level of fitness, get some awareness about like how to use properly all your muscle. It's going to help you a lot to use more efficiently your own physiology. As well, resistance breathing can be helpful with some tools like the AeroFit or like a snorkel with some tape on it, or even practicing some type of pranayama that are a very special type of breathing. You can, by the way, check the video of a few days ago of Oli Kristen. He did a very nice one, a live webinar about pranayama. It's very interesting for the Molchanovs movements. And yeah, keep diving, keep practicing. I know right now you're all locked in and it sucks, but soon you're gonna get back in the water, you're gonna have fun. And let's start right now to train and to prepare ourselves to have a very nice way to get back in the water in a few weeks, hopefully. Bye bye guys, hope to see you soon underwater.